everyone. This is Coach Ron, Momentum for Life. Right now, excited to be with you guys right now. We're going to be talking about some great things today. It's been a while since I've been with you. And since then, oh my gosh, a lot has happened. So how do you start it? See, what had happened was my daughter-in-law had twins. You know, she had that coupon, you buy one, get one free. And I told my sons, my twins, so one of my twins had twins. So I said to him, I said, listen, I'm going to make you pay for what you did to me. The diaper will be real. It will not be televised. It will be live. And man, you talking about running out the room? It was good. So look, glad to be with you guys today. You're listening to me on KCWG, The Truth, the best internet radio on the planet. Well, what am I going to talk about today? Because I spent so much time just doing. We've been working, we've been grinding. You know how people call it grinding? Yeah, that's what we do. We've been grinding. I got up this morning and I said, man, what would I like to share with the Facebook social media family? What is something that I could bring value to them with and really just keep the pace of that moving forward? We're going to talk about some dynamite stuff, guys. I've been literally reading books left and right. But let me give you something that you can take with you moving into the second half of 2021. I truly believe that this is life-changing. It's groundbreaking. I believe that it's earth-shaking. And in your life in particular. Listen, Einstein puts it this way. The significant problems that we face today cannot be solved at the same level we were at when we created them. I'll say it again. The significant problems that we face today cannot be solved at the same level we were at. You know, at the same level we were at when we created them. So what I want to do is give you a new way of looking at the challenges that are in your life. So let's start with a story. I received a phone call from a very close friend who unfortunately had been incarcerated for reasons I don't know about. Now don't get it twisted. I don't traffic with the riffraff of sorts that are just, they've got a room there all the time. They know that you're coming in because you're going to keep doing dirt. This was just one of those moments. And then he happened to get caught up in the system and was staying longer than was necessary. Or shall I say needed. I can't say necessary because we don't know what God is doing. So I get this phone call of absolute frustration and I start to talk to him. And you know, it's interesting, the things that happen in our life, you know, are not just for us, but they're so that we could be a blessing and a resource to other people going through the same or even different things, or they could be like similar, you know, but it has a reference point to it. It has some value to them if you tell them your story. So there must have been 2 or 3 stories that I told this individual, and what it all came out to was this. You are where you are for a reason. And so while you're there, what should you be doing? Now, in the case of jail, who really wants to be there? I don't even think that people that have rightfully earned that place want to be there. And if you happen to be one of those people with a weird thing like a traffic ticket or something like that, you find yourself incarcerated, the system can mess up. You're supposed to be there for 3 days. You're there for 3 weeks. I know because it happened to me. So, that was a long time ago. But man, how did God use it? Let me give you the story. Remember my friend that I was telling you about, because him and I both ran into the same problem. It was him and me. So I was sitting there thinking about, God, how did I even get here? You know, I'm not that guy. I'm just not. And I noticed something very interesting. I know my guard was on high alert because I had watched a whole lot of TV. I watched Scared Straight, Scared everything. And so my guard was high. Also, I'm a Marine. So I had already planned on who I was going to take out and how it was going to happen. I was on, it was critical, man, because I came from a really nice neighborhood. So I'm already thinking, I got to deal with the people. Well, here's what took place. I was there. I was supposed to be there for 3 days. 3 days. They lost my paperwork. I know, look, it's the government. They don't do that stuff. You guys say that all the time, right? It couldn't have been Ron. That's not it. No, they did lose it. 3 days. I was supposed to be there for 3 days. They found a traffic ticket or something like that. And I ended up staying there for 3 weeks. Now, I cannot tell you that was the worst day of my life. Because, see, I have a philosophy. It's like this. If I'm there for a reason, because God doesn't let me be or go anywhere unless he's going to get value from it. Paul did the same thing in the book of Colossians, about the 4th chapter, when he starts to talk about what he was doing while he was in jail. And I found out later on, like even this evening, this morning when I was studying, I did the same thing he did. Here's what happened. I'm in jail. It's 3 weeks. I could get mad, but I decided to take it out on my enemy. Now, you guys, if you know me, you know I'm a pastor. That's how I get down. I cannot stand Satan. I hate what he does to people. I hate how he destroys lives. So I decided that since I was in this place, I might as well make it uncomfortable for him. Why should I be uncomfortable, right? So what I started to do was not only pray, but I started to reach out. What I had in my favor was my size, my strength, and the way I carry myself. So people think twice before they want to roll up on you, So I'm talking to people. I'm winning souls for Christ. I'm encouraging people. Guys, I'm a life coach by passion, And so not only am I a pastor, but I'm a life coach. So now I'm in there witnessing about Christ, listening to their stories, hearing what's not being said, being able to bring transformation into people's lives. It's looking good. Now, I'm not supposed to be there for 3 weeks. I was supposed to be there for 3 days. But I made sure that Satan paid for his choice. I took it out on him. I don't care if it's the system. I needed an excuse. I took it. I was happy. Soul saved, new relationships built. I met some people that they had been there a while, but when you talk to them, they're some of the nicest guys you ever want to meet. I said, something's not right here, and that just happens. My friend was in the same situation. COVID has hit. He's going, I was supposed to have been out of here. Now they're telling me that I got to stay here till December. I want out. And I said, how do you know that the assignment is done? Think about where you are in your life right now. Are you where you want to be? Maybe you are not. Well, then here's something that you get to do. What am I supposed to do while I'm in this situation? And how am I going to use it to the best of my ability? You may have gotten laid off. What's the opportunity? Maybe to get a new position that you always wanted. I remember when my wife decided that she was going to leave her job, because we have a great business that we're running right now. We're doing well. But it was something that she always wanted, and she got nervous. And she left a hefty, it was a night, they paid well, put it that way. And she left so that she could work our business. But she started to have second thoughts about it and wonder, man, did I leave? Was it the wrong time? And no. And the Lord would not let her get back into that company, even if she wanted to. He blocked it beautifully. So we're in a position now where we get to make our business really work. We begin to see blessing upon blessing just happen, guys. It's been phenomenal. Not easy, because it's not always easy being a business owner, but it's worth it. So I find myself in different places. And what about you? You might find yourself in a place where you say, I do not want to be here. So the question I would ask you is, well, that's fine, but what are you going to do while you're there? See, Paul decided in the 4th chapter of Colossians, what he was going to do, I am not going to whine about why I'm here. He was wrongfully put there. Have you been wrongfully put in a place? And now you're griping about it. You're complaining about it. Like, man, why does this happen to me? Why not you? The moment you came to earth, you qualified to be screwed over. It's because we're with people that are imperfect, systems that are imperfect. It just happens. But how are you going to maximize that moment and make it yours? How are you going to do that? Well, let me just say this to you. It doesn't matter where you are. Rather, it's what you do while you're there that matters. It doesn't matter where you are. Rather, it's what you do while you're there that matters. You may not be in the best situation, but how are you taking that? And I would encourage you to do it from an inside-out perspective. Look at how it's affecting your attitude. Your attitude, you've heard it before, determines your altitude, how high you go. So sometimes people can get caught in the present and not even see the future that's right before. Not even see it, not even run toward it. So the first thing I would get you to think about is, wait, it's not where you are that matters. It's what you do while you're there that counts. because you can change everything in your life. If you're in a place where you don't make money, find a new way. Maybe there's a job out there for you, or maybe you've decided to start a business, or that was put upon you in such a way that it'd be the best thing to do. Maybe it's a relationship that is caustic, and the person decides they no longer want to be with you. Why are you chasing what you don't want? I know I'm talking to somebody. Why are you chasing what you don't want? It's not necessary. There's a blessing on the other side. Just because it's temporarily painful doesn't mean that it's going to be that way all the time. You're just not used to being alone. The thing that I would tell you is, instead of saying I want out, say what do I want out of this? Instead of saying I want out, what do I want out of this? You don't want to go, I just want to get out. Well, how do you know there's not a lesson and a blessing there for you? So see, what had happened was, while I was there, I was talking to this guy, and I digress. I'm going back into when I did my time, and you know, all my people that I know, I was going to say friends, but they're crazy. So all these guys that I know that did a little bit of time, right? I would joke with them and say, yeah, when I did my stint in the pen, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, they would start rolling, because who does 3 weeks and calls it the pen? No, you're not. You're in playpen. And so I told them that while I was there, I met this one guy, Hispanic cat. He had mad artistic skills. Oh my gosh. And while he was drawing beautiful pictures for his baby daughter. And yeah, she was about 5 or 6, I think, something like that. The boy had mad skill set. And I asked him, I said, why are you here? That's the question that I would always ask people. Why are you here? And he would say, I did this, I did that, but man, I want to change my ways. And I look for the opportunities to witness to Christ, about Christ, because I just feel that that's the best place that we could ever be, being who we are as humans. And it was an opportunity to witness, to pray for him in his hurtful time. He was in a bad space, but I was in the right place. So sometimes when you think that you should not be there, it could very well be the assignment of your life. Now, there are some things that we put ourselves in, guys. Okay, and if that's the case, I would encourage you, quit it. See, if you do that, I like to call that the new stupid. Okay, it's pretty much insanity. You guys may have even heard this term. It's doing the same thing over and over and over again, but expecting different results. Not gonna work. Okay, and by the way, sometimes when people do this, they say, I made a mistake. I submit to you that you did not make that mistake. You are not the originator of that mistake. Now, in coaching, that is crucial, okay? Your language determines everything about you and what you're moving forward or toward or away from. So instead, it's, I duplicated this mistake. I guarantee you that you're not the originator of those mistakes. There's not many that we're making, or you know what I'm saying, that are not actually duplicates. So in this particular situation, I sought an opportunity to be a blessing. I didn't want to put the mindset on myself. I said, God, you got me here. You let me stay here. I'm here for 3 weeks. What's going on? So yes, of all places, now let me tell you how good he is. I had already known about gang members and stuff like that, because let's just say I had something to do. I knew people. I know people, okay? So I knew that this was not a good place to be. I knew that if somebody wanted to do me a favor, they wanted to do something else instead. They wanted a payback. I would owe them something like that. And when I was there, of all places, they had one gang on the left side, all them, one gang on the right side, all them, but in all the cells, there was F28. F28 had all the races and colors and creeds mixed together. Don't ask me how this happened. And then on top of that, every morning they had a Bible study. I was like, what? Who does that? So I was in the right space, but it might have been like the wrong place for me. Okay? But that couldn't have been. So I was asking myself, God, what do you want me to do? I'm here. You got me here for 3 weeks. I just want to get out. Just let me, no, what do I want out of this? Well, I want the kingdom of God to grow. I want people to know Christ like I got the chance to know him. So I took advantage of those moments. And I would go and I'd give words of encouragement, and I'd take people through the scriptures, and they would tell me what's going on. And I'd say, you don't need to listen to that because that's not true. Especially if you're a believer, I would tell you that if what you see is not what you saw, then what you see is only temporary. You see, man is not the one that makes the final choice in your life. Okay, that's God. It doesn't matter what a man does. Now, let me fast forward this. There was a time where I was in a bad place, and here we go again. We're talking about being in like this wrong place, and all you're thinking about is I want to get out of it. And you may be there for a specific reason, something you may have to learn, someone you get to be for somebody. But I was in this situation. My phone was going to be turned off. This was back when my twins were probably about 8 years old, and there were no cell phones. And there you go. That's right. So we weren't even thinking about cell phone. The fastest computer was a 256. I think it was 256K. Not even a gig. That's how long ago. And the screen, the letters were green or amber. Ooh, you could change it from green to amber. No. Okay, that's how long it was. So I'm talking to my bride, and I said to her, I said, babe, we gotta make sure that we get this bill paid, because that was the only lifeline you had. If you lost your phone, you're done. So she says, babe, okay. I said, I'm gonna call him because we need to make a payment arrangement. Now, we were praying, God, I just got laid off on my job. I need to make this happen. We just need some favor here. And so I called them, and the lady answered, and she says, hey, can I help you? I said, yes, this is Ron Osborne. I'm sorry, I'm late. I got laid off. I really need to make a payment arrangement. I'm sorry, Mr. Osborne, she says, but your phone service has already been disconnected. I said, what? Yes, sir. Your phone has already, your service has already been disconnected, so we'll need to get the full amount. It was I think $400. Like, that's ridiculous. It might as well have been $4,000 because of how difficult it was in that time. I said, that can't be. She says, why are you saying this, sir? I said, because I'm talking to you on my phone right now. She says, that's how I don't think, hold on, sir, just a minute. She had to check to make sure that my phone was actually on. She had to go back because the record showed that my phone service was disconnected. Yet she found out and confirmed that she was actually talking to me. And she says, well, Mr. Osborne, I don't know how this happened, but you're correct. Your phone service is on. I said, okay, great. So since it's on, can I make a payment arrangement with you guys? Because my service hasn't been disconnected. She says, yes, sir, you can. Bam! Favor of God. Favor of God. So why do I tell you this? Somebody might have told you something, and you're holding on to it as if it's true. Anything from, this is who I am as a person, which is not good. Okay, this is who I am as a person, all the way to somebody says, I'm going to shut your lights off, I'm going to repossess your car, I'm going to take your house, all of those things. Those kinds of things are brought to the throne. Those kinds of things are where you say, God, I need that wisdom. Because the word tells us, if any man lacks wisdom, let him ask of God who gives to all without finding fault, and it will be given to him. So in that moment, the Lord had stepped in, and what man said no, God says yes. He cares about the simplest things. He's running the universe, family, and he's got time to say, no, Ron's service will not be disconnected. Him and Candy will continue to have a phone because I want it that way. And that's the same thing that he wants to do in your life as well. So how do you move in life when those kinds of things happen? I'm going to give you something like about 5 different points that I believe if you start to work with this. Now this is a coaching side. I enjoyed the pastor I love that story kind of part. But I want to give you something of great value. I believe this is great value because this is how I begin to process circumstances. There's 5 things to maximizing your moments. This is what we get to do. Number 1, ask yourself, where am I? Not where do I want to be, because you'll start crying. Hey, I just want to be out of here and I'm just tired of it. No, we're not doing all that. Let's go after this thing. Where are you right now? Well, I'm in a place where I lost my job. I'm in a place right now where I'm in a job I don't like. I'm in a place where I'm in a relationship that is just burdensome. Anything, pick it. Where are you, really? Call it what it is. No sugarcoating, no frosting, no nothing. Just call it. Where am I? Number 2, ask yourself, what must be done? So you probably want the exact opposite of what you said you have. That requires focus. And this is where it really kicks in. Frequently overcoming challenges until successful. Frequently overcoming challenges until successful. You need to focus in this moment and get really clear about what must be done in this moment. Maybe it's a phone call. Maybe it's what we in coaching call a fierce conversation, where you come out from behind yourself and you make that conversation real. And you say to that person, this is what I believe happened. This is how I feel about it. This is what I no longer want in my life. And this is what I'm doing about it. Our relationship is done. I'm cutting you off. You're toxic. Whatever you need to be in that moment. So get very clear about what must be done. Maybe it's, I need 2 jobs. Maybe it's, I'll set this stuff up to where I'll never be without money again. Whatever it is. What must be done? So the first one was, where am I? Honestly. Number 2, what must be done? Number 3, what do I have to do? Okay, to get it. What do I have to do? Now we call that SWOT. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. You take that same situation where you are. What are my strengths in this situation? What are my weaknesses in that situation? What are my opportunities in this situation? And what are the threats? Could this happen to me again? What's a strength? Oh man, I have the ability to get a job, or I have the ability to start a business. What are my weaknesses? I don't know what I'm doing. What are your opportunities? I know people that run business. I know people that can help me in my relationships. I know people that can help me with this because I'm overweight and I'm not healthy. And then what are the threats? I may go back to that because it's familiar and comfortable to me. Oh, dang it. That you don't want to do. So that's cool. So where am I? What must be done? What do I have to do to change it? What do I still need to finish it? Like what are those resources that you can pull on outside of yourself? Who has what you need? Maybe you can barter. Maybe you can actually pay for it. But who is it that can assist you in that moment? Who can come alongside you and partner? The word tells us that there's a friend that even sticks closer than a brother. Sometimes it's not family that's going to be there for you. They're busy judging you about your failures and your shortcomings, which is a whole new radio show. Don't even get me started about living the narrative, okay? And then finally, missing. What's truly wanted and needed? It's go time. It's go time. Once you know where you are, once you know what must be done to change that situation, once you know what you need to finish it and what your resources can be, then you'll find out what's wanted, what's missing, what's wanted, what's needed, what's missing. Those things, once you find those things, okay, then it's go time. Then it's go time. So it's time for you to execute your plan. Now, might I add that it would be cool if you let your close friend know about this. This will be a place of accountability for you. This will be wonderful. Because they trust you, you trust them, you know they have your best interest at heart, especially if they call you on your stuff. So let's recap today. Sometimes you're in places that you don't want to be. Sometimes you're in relationships. Sometimes it's your job or your career. Sometimes it's the school. It could be any number of things. But sometimes you're in a place where you don't want to be. And the question is not, why am I here? But what am I going to do now that I'm here? Now that I'm here. What am I going to do now that I'm here? Because you can keep doing the same old thing, as I talked to you about. That's insanity. Doing the same thing, expecting different results. It's not going to happen. Okay? So you can do that. But it won't serve you. So understand that where you are could be a blessing. You could be missing your mission if you're not there. How do you know that's not going to build you? I got to tell you, if you're a believer, if you're not a believer, even if you're in life, if you're breathing, you have had opposition. Some of you have gone through things, man, that I could never go through. Some of you have gone through things you wouldn't wish on anybody, but you've gone through. And you know that there's always that saying, if you're going through hell, keep going. Do not stop. Whatever you do, don't stop. So understand that there's a reason why you get to be where you are for whatever reason. Instead of being there for 3 days, you in there in 3 weeks. Instead of being at that job for summer, you've been there for 15 years. Something happened. There's a reason for that. Find out what it is. The other thing I was talking to you about was maximizing the moments that you have. How do you really maximize that moment that you're in? By knowing where you are, knowing what must be done, knowing what you have to do in it, knowing your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. SWOT. Strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and strength. And then, what do you need to finish it? What are the resources you truly need that are outside of yourself? And then number 5, go time. Run. And have an accountability partner while you're doing that. So it's my hopes that I was able to bring you the kind of value that you can apply today. My encouragement to you is this. Get in touch with me on Facebook. You will see me in Living Beyond the Edge. This is Coach Ron here. Give me a note there saying, hey man, I listened to the show. I flat out loved what I saw. This is what I pulled from it. The greatest compliment you will ever give anyone that's giving you information is to simply say, Ron, this is what I got from you. This is what I was able to do, and this is where I am right now. Guys, get with me, man. Hit me on the message and let me know what's going on, okay? I am interested in your transformation. Listen, you've been listening to me, Coach Ron, here on KCWG The Truth, the best internet radio on the planet. I am Coach Ron with Momentum for Life, living your full expectancy. Until then, I look forward to seeing you guys next Friday. You guys have an absolutely fantabulous 4th of July. I will be working because I'm an entrepreneur and that's my job. And I flat out love that, guys. But anyway, blessings on you and I'm wishing you all the best. Bye-bye now.